Good evening, everybody. We are here for another session of Latinas for Life. If you notice today, we have some extra somebodies, but we're missing one somebody because Miss Myra is doing important things. I want to say she's in Mexico today. She's our global ambassador for And Then There Were None, and she's got a lot of things on her plate. So I think she's doing very busy, important things. She'll probably update us on the next one. But today is also National Bring Your Daughter to Work Day. Now, listen, don't quote me on that because some people are saying yes, some people are saying no, but we're going to go with it because we prayed on it and we're going to have this conversation. And we have a special guest, Franny. Take over.
Yes, I actually did bring my daughter to work. And her name is Grace. She's a year and 2 months, actually. She's pretty big on her stages of learning how to walk. Not quite there yet, but she's getting there.
Show us her onesie.
Oh, her little t-shirt. Her little t-shirt right here. Look at this.
She's a pro-life girl.
Pro-life kid on it.
Love it. Pro-life kid. So I brought my dog to work.
Is it a boy or a girl?
This is a girl. This is Moxie because she's, got a lot of spunk. So if I put her down, she'll be running all over the place. She's a year old. And Minnie's in there someplace. The other one is in there, but she's sleeping. She's not doing any photo shoots or photo ops at this moment. So they're both so little, they both fit in the same bag. They're 3 pounds each. Chiquitita.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah. Minnie has actually been to the pro-life conference a couple of times. So Minnie's famous in the pro-life world. Moxie, not so much. We're still training her. But I think that this brings up some really interesting an interesting point of view that on days like today, on Mother's Day, things like that, we don't think about, or we don't give a conscious, I can't say that word properly, no somos bien conscientes as to all the baby girls that we were participating in their abortions, right? In particular, they like today, National Bring Your Daughter to Work Day. How many women, cuántas mujeres of our own culture, of our own neighborhoods, our own areas, did we help abort that now can't celebrate something like this?
Yeah.
You guys have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's very sad.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I mean, it's very sad, and especially in the culture that tells us, that screams about women's rights, girls' rights. I mean, staunchly, excessively about fighting for women's rights. But where are the rights for the unborn girls? And a lot of the times, and we know this by our sister quitters who also have told us, I probably didn't experience it or notice it while I was working in the abortion mill, is that a lot of them are being aborted because they're girls. And so that's a whole nother monster there, as something that's not being addressed, it's not being brought up, or people honestly think it's not happening in the United States. We well know the one child policy in China. That's what happened. If it was a girl, they would definitely abort the baby, and they chose to have a baby boy once it came. And now we see that that's a big issue.
It's an issue for them.
Yeah, they don't have any women
to continue having babies.
Yeah. Or, for all these boys that were born in this one child policy. And we know that the selection or sex selection happens in the womb already. I think it's as early as 20. Yeah, at 20 weeks we can tell the sex of the unborn baby. So we know that they already have a sex. So after the 20-week mark.
And I'm going to tell you, Franny, sometimes we have done sonograms where at 15 weeks, it has been blatantly clear that baby is a boy or a baby girl.
Oh, wow.
I mean, honestly, those are moments I say that they're from God because it's not the norm, right? Usually
Yeah.
at that point, we just see little, limbs and the outlines and everything. But we've dealt with really abortion determined women, and all we could do is say, God, we're giving this to you. This woman really needs to know that this is her son, let's just say, because the woman said, I have 5 girls. If this is not a boy, I'm not, you know, keeping this baby. And so that's out of our hands, right? And I'm like, man, stack is against me right now. The cards are against me because it's only 15 weeks. And when I tell you the moment that that probe was put on that tummy, boom, baby boy from
Mhm.
God,
Yeah.
from God. Yeah.
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 I
And
think
then nowadays,
no, go
sorry,
ahead.
Sonia, go ahead.
You go ahead. You go ahead. You weren't finished. Go ahead.
And I mean, and nowadays, we have modern medicine when we can tell the sex of the unborn baby through blood. I mean,
Yeah, I
my
was gonna
last
say. Yeah.
with Grace, I was able to find out through that she was a baby girl.
Hmm.
Sonia, you were going to say?
No, I mean like situations like this, not like bring your daughter day, Mother's Day is coming up,
Yes.
graduations are coming up, and those things. Even though I've never had one, but since I worked at an abortion clinic, I always think about like how many kids have not did not have a chance,
Right.
or Christmas or any marks like that. I always think about, man, imagine even the moms that have lost kids, not through abortion but through other ways. I'm like, man, that must be really, really hard, for them, even though they say that it doesn't affect them, or yeah, they celebrate it, and they put it out there that they're celebrating. I'm like, there's no way, you're celebrating that you took the life of your child. That's just no way. And things like that always come to my mind when there's like today or Mother's Day, especially. Like, how are they feeling? I always wonder, like, what goes through their mind, and I pray that they have healing and they have found somebody that can help them out, because the ones that cheered you on to have an abortion, I take guarantee they're not going to be there for you.
No,
Mm-mm.
you're not wrong about that. Like, so I'm post-abortive myself. My abortion was when I was 17 and it was a twin pregnancy. And I'm gonna tell you, I can't sit here categorically and say I speak for every woman that's had an abortion because everybody grieves differently, right?
Yeah.
But what I can tell you categorically that the person that tells you, "Oh, I'm not feeling anything about my abortion," that is just their defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. We grieve differently. We grieve at different times for different lengths of time and in different manners, but we all grieve nonetheless. So even though they want to act tough or they want to act like, this doesn't affect me, so what? This is abortion number 4. It's going to hit them one day. There will be a Mother's Day that they realize
Yeah.
that they had more babies, or it, and when that bomb drops, it drops,
Hmm. Yeah.
So that was an amazing point that you brought up, that there's so many women in the world that I know for me, Mother's Day is hard,
Hmm.
just because it's hard, more so because of all the rights that I took away to all those babies. I don't feel it so much for myself. I've had healing and therapy for that, but all the other women that I participated in their abortions, like some of them maybe don't have any children at all,
Yeah.
and that was due to my hands, due to
Mhm.
our clinic and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a lot to think about. I want to. It's funny that you said something, Franny, when you said the law in Asia, right, about the female babies and things like that. It's crazy that you said that today because just today I interacted with somebody who was saved from an abortion from that law. So she would have been dead in her country had her mother not fled. Like, she literally fled the
Oh, wow.
country. And to get to the United States, it took her months. And it was, she described that she says, my mom sat me down finally and told me like the path that she had to take in swamps, like it was crazy on land, running away so that she could save her baby.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's crazy that you said that, and I literally, my eyes filled with tears when I was speaking to her. I was like, wow. And here we are. Honestly, what I thought in my humanity was, and women go to the abortion clinic just like that, right? For any little reason. And here your mom, for months and months, made this crazy journey to an unknown country, not knowing what, just to save life. That's a trooper, mom. I think she deserves flowers and chocolates on Mother's Day.
Yes, a lot more than that.
Yeah.
And I mean, also to bring up within relation to this, bring your daughter to work is, I think that's one of the things that disturbs me or brings this big righteous anger that women talk about having equal rights as men, but yet we've made it to where in order to have equal rights as men we have to sacrifice our families, our children, for it. And it's not the same for us. It really isn't. Like if you know like right now I was celebrating my 3-year anniversary at the pro-life center I work, and it's like I walk in 2 hours late because literally the night before I was at the urgent care because my other daughter had a ear infection. And I blatantly remembered working at Planned Parenthood when my oldest daughter back then started having this severe abdominal pain and I had to call out. Well, I had still went to work even though my daughter was experiencing that pain, and I thought, what, it's a stomach ache, it's gonna go away. And then I ended up getting a call from mom and my mom telling me like, no, she's not getting better, you need to take her to the hospital. And I had to tell my job, the manager there, like, I need to leave. And she was so hesitant to let me leave. Like, it was just like big inconvenience for her,
Yeah.
for me to leave, even though we weren't, super busy or anything like that. It's like it was such an inconvenience for me to even ask her that I needed to leave because it was an emergency. And it's something I hardly did because that was my first, job. I'm trying to, make myself presentable as like, very dependable and whatnot. So I hardly called out. I think that was probably my first time and last time that I had to leave for an emergency. And yeah, my daughter ended up having appendicitis, so she had to have surgery.
Something serious.
Yeah, something very serious.
Yeah.
And I still remember till this day, like it was such a big deal. And the manager was a female of color, yet she made it very uncomfortable. And
Wow, that's sad.
like, yeah, she made me feel guilty for wanting to do this, basically.
Absolutely.
I'm like, wow. In a culture where, we're talk about women's rights and having this freedom, I don't see how abortion has made it better. If anything,
Well,
we're making
worse.
the same commodity, like to make it seem like it's for men,
Right.
Um, so
That
yeah.
example is an amazing example, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try and make you laugh here. You're lucky I wasn't your manager because I promise you I would have made your life a lot more difficult. You can ask some of our quitters that were under my reign of terror.
Oh, wow.
I would have been like, no, yeah,
No mercy.
your mom, I would have said, your mother can take her. Your mother's there with her. Well, let your mother can finish this.
No way.
I honestly, because it's crazy. It's the coercion, like they were mean to me. The owner was mean to me if everything wasn't run. And I was like, listen, I'm not going to hear this lady's mouth. Right. So I would just be equally as mean. I would lose myself in the whole domino effect of it, or sometimes elevate me, like, listen, you know that you're the executive director here, and you know that you get paid the money, and you know that you have to keep these girls in check, so you know what you have to do. Like, either way, it was a head game. So I would have been like, oh no, Franny, and I'm gonna need a doctor's note from you at the same time. I need verification that you're at the emergency room.
Oh my God.
Right. Like, that doesn't even sound like me, right? But
No.
that's what I would have said back then. That's what I would have said.
Then
back
Naomi now would have said, "I'll take you."
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I love you ladies so much. But yes, I would have been like, vámonos, vámonos. Dejan eso, vámonos corriendo. I'll take you. Let's go. Right?
Yeah.
But that just shows that while we're in there, we're not us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
us. We lose ourselves. And I think that that's one of the super important things that the world needs to know. Like the Sonia that we know, the Franny, the Naomi, it's just while we're in there, we're shells, you know? And even if we want to speak up, they make it so impossible. I know I made it impossible.
Yeah.
Listen, one of my girls, her mom died. And I promise you, they were like, oh, I knew her. I know for a fact her mom passed away. Like, I know. And they were like, you need a note from the funeral. Get a note. Get a note. And I was like, absolutely not. Like, I'm not going to stress her out. They said, it's either you or me. So I figured at least I can deliver it with some kind of love, you know, like, hey, can you get a note? Oh, forget it. I started World War III because you're grieving your mother. Like, she literally just passed away. You are burying her. And I'm saying, but can you get us a note?
Yeah.
Right. But yet we empower women, right? We want you to be family oriented. We want you to be a firefighter. We want you to be part of the workforce. We want you to do all the, you know, be medical, do all these crazy career oriented things, be a mother at the same time, but yet we won't back you up when you have to go to the emergency.
Do it, but not on my time.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, it makes sense that the environment that we're in, we dehumanize the unborn. We pretty much are dehumanizing each other.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Where will we end it, right? Or why would we not do it to each other?
Yeah. It just fits. It fits right in with the dehumanization of humans.
Yeah. I don't know if while you guys were working there, if any of your coworkers got pregnant during that time or became pregnant. I know that for us, I mean, we were a pretty small clinic. On a busy day, we had a staff of maybe 5 or 6, you know, it was never more than 7. We weren't a huge staff. But when one of the girls got pregnant, it was like, when do you want to schedule your abortion? Because if you want to continue to work here, you can't be pregnant.
Well, we had actually the only nurse that was there. She was an LVN, and she was the only one that would she worked the recovery room. She didn't work the rooms like we did. She only worked the recovery room. She got pregnant. Actually, we think she was pregnant when she started, because right away she's like, she's pregnant. And then, well, the doctor told her, well, once you start showing, I don't want you walking around. And eventually she left because obviously she had to get up and check the patients. And obviously she, you know, she had to do other things. She goes, I can't just be sitting here so nobody would see me. So she ended up leaving.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have one staff. Sorry, Franny, go ahead.
I only remember one of the nurse practitioners being pregnant. Like she was hired and then she got married or something along those lines. And then she ended up getting pregnant, but she was still working throughout her whole pregnancy till I think.
Was she doing procedures in the back?
At the time, all they did was just verified how far along they were with the ultrasound and went over the procedure, the procedure itself, and then they would move on to the medical doctor.
Got it. Well, she was very lucky that she still had a job because I know, like, in most places, you know, it's just not encouraged. I know at our place it wasn't. Like, I remember one time one of the girls, like, she initially said, "Yeah, I'll have an abortion," and then she felt very, conflicted over it, and she said, "Hey, I just can't." I was like, "You're wasting my time. You know you're gonna have an abortion a week later. Like, come on." And she was just like, "No." So, like, the second time she said no, and then she came back a few weeks later and said, "You're right. I can't continue to work and do this." And so I was like, "Yeah, well, now you're gonna have to pay a little money." Look at how mean I was, right? She
Yeah.
was like, but 2 weeks ago, it was I said, "Well, 2 weeks ago, I was in a complimentary mood. This week, you're going to have to pay a little bit of money."
Wow.
I said, "I'll make it easy. I'll take it out of your paycheck,
Wow.
you know."
Wow.
But it was really about we were short on quota that week. So when we were short on the quota money, even the staff got hit hard because it was money I could have, gotten in for an abortion. We ended up not charging her because I charged it. I got funding through the National Abortion Federation. So she was in the clear. But it just goes to, I wasn't thinking of my coworker. I wasn't thinking of my peer, my friend, nothing. It was el trabajo del día, el dinero del día, and how to keep the crazy owner off my back. So if I gave her the numbers, she would leave me alone. That's how it worked. Again, the domino effect.
Yeah. How long did you work in? How many years did you work?
4 years. For 4 years, yeah. It was volatile.
Was it the same clinic the whole 4 years, or?
Yeah, it was the same clinic. It was we had 3 locations, and for a little bit, I wasn't driving. I didn't have a car. I didn't even have a license at the time. And for a little bit, she would, if she needed me in one of the other two, we have, like, here in Florida, we've got Tampa, St. Pete, and Clearwater, like a little hub. So it was like a 2-hour drive to one of the other centers. And so she would put me with one of the medical assistants, one of the surgical techs, and we would carpool to the other building, to the other site, do some procedures there and come back because I didn't have a way to get there. So she's like, "Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it." Because it was her convenience that she needed a nurse over there. But it was the same thing over there. Location is location. Same insanity.
Wow.
It was a lot. A lot. It's crazy. It makes me think about, honestly, I haven't. It's funny because I also do some work with an adoption agency now, the me who I am today, and I've had it heavy on my heart about, like, moms that chose life and they put their babies up for adoption, right? To give them a better life, because they still have all these factors. And my heart's been so heavy for them today. I'm just like, Mother's Day is coming up and the whole world is ready to celebrate motherhood. And my heart just breaks for all the moms that have lost today. And even though they chose life for their babies, they're still hurting. It's definitely not an easy topic. Like, it's just not. When you get pregnant, I think out of a traditional or out of a stable environment, it's just not, any choice is not an easy choice. But at least with 2 out of the 3 choices, we have live babies, right? With abortion, it's we have a dead baby. That's it. With parenting and with adoption, it'll be hard, but with love and support and a village behind you. My dog is pushing me. Like, how rude are you? They're not easy choices, but they're choices that can be made because at the end we have live babies, and that's, I think, what counts. That I know that's what counts.
Yeah.
I'd rather be figuring out how to get a loaf of bread and how to get some milk for my baby that I chose life for than grieving my twins on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
My dog is not feeling none of this conversation. I hope Grace is behaving way better than this puppy because this puppy's about to get.
Sounds like she is. They're feeding her. Maybe you need to.
Yeah.
Aquí no hay leche.
But
I'm gonna send my
yeah,
daughters to you, Franny.
Uh,
but yeah, it's, I know adoption is a very difficult choice as well, but I feel like it's been distorted, very distorted, to think that somehow killing your baby is better than giving your baby a chance,
Yeah.
an opportunity.
yeah.
Um, will it be? I think both of them hurt. Yes. Will they both hurt? Yes. And we somehow, women, we have convinced ourselves that killing the unborn baby is so much better and easier.
It's like out of sight, out of mind,
Hmm.
right? I get that a lot here at the PRC. I do. I get it a lot. I get, oh no, adoption, no way. Like, that's my baby. I can't give my baby up, but I can go abort my baby.
Yeah.
That's something that I still struggle with. I don't quite. If I was to sit here and tell you, I completely understand that I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Um,
think because they listen to all, what everybody's saying, it's the best thing to do. But yeah, you took that choice, but the outcome of it, it's not going to be the same as you give your child up for adoption, or murder your child. When you murder your child, you're going to grieve for the rest of your life, in private, because they can't admit that it hurts. Versus if they're an adoption, at least you know that you gave your child a chance. And then we can't live our life, and we cannot continue telling women to do certain things based on a what if they're abused, what if they are not going to be able to afford food, what if this and that. We cannot base life on that is a ridiculous thing that people have out there. What if I rather put them out? I'm like, that's ridiculous for you to do
right.
that. Hmm.
Sometimes I tell my patients, I'm like, well, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Like, what if, like, we could sit here and, like you said, think of 2,000 plus scenarios of what
Hmm.
if. But at the end of all of them, you can't do anything if it's a dead baby, right? You can't take that
Yes.
moment back. You can have another baby, but it'll not replace baby number one or baby number two, right? That'll be baby number three. It's crazy because you're right. Culturally, um, and I laugh because we're Latinas, right? I mean,
Yeah.
in our families, like we all raise the babies, right? Like I just feel I can only speak about our Latina cultures, but we're like the village raising the child. I know that in New York, listen, when it was time to get those kids to school, I promise you, we took turns taking those little girls and those little boys to school. It's like, all right, Trisha, are you taking them today? Because yo me levanté tarde. Don't worry about it. Mándamela para abajo. And we make sure they get downstairs. And here goes Trisha with 9 kids to cross the street to take them to the school. Only has one. The rest of them are all ours.
Yeah.
The village raising the child.
Yeah, that's how it is with us. Y si
That
no puede la
is so.
mamá, la tía, la hermana, sometimes la vecina.
Right, right. You don't have, hoy no tienes arroz, pero tiene carne. No worries, yo hago el caldero de arroz. Sonia, tú haces la carne. Franny, tú haces los vegetales o la ensalada. And there we go. Now we have a full meal, right? Y ahí comen todos,
Yeah.
right? So that's how we were culturally raised to be the village and to raise those children together. So it's crazy when the world wants to say, no, 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 you have to abort because that doesn't exist. Like you will be all alone in this world. That's not what our cultures are all about.
And it boggles my mind that the Latino community, I'm speaking for my Hispanic, Mexican, Latino community, that they're out there, fighting for the rights of, to stay on this side of the US. But then, yeah, take your tia to have an abortion because, she's broke and we can't help her,
Right.
or they're fighting for rights, for them to have an abortion. I'm like, that doesn't, okay, do you love your raza or not? It
Right.
doesn't,
Which is it? Which is it? Because las once you were fighting for, la raza and la familia, fine. And that's okay. But then when it came to the abortion conversation at 1:30, it's like, oh no, we should abort all those
Yeah.
unwanted children.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's her choice.
It's her
Yeah.
choice. You can't
No,
Ay, es
no
mejor
digas
que se
nada,
aborte
no
que
digas
sufra.
nada. Vamos a llevar a
right.
la prima, no digas nada.
Exactamente. It's crazy. It's crazy.
We gotta wake up. We gotta wake up, people.
That is, I like that. I love that you said that. I'm going to say, I love that you said that because we do. We have to wake up and we have to start en la casa de nosotros, right? Within our own culture because we can't count for the world to not watch TV and not look at the propaganda and not listen to those worlds. But if we start at home and we make a difference with our children, with our families, with our sisters, and they're going to then, show the same love towards their friend when the friend says, I'm pregnant, I don't know what to do. Instead of saying, go have an abortion, they'll say, you know what? Sí se puede. Sí se puede. There's programs out there. There's, ministries out there. Y sí se puede. Talk to your mom before you go do something behind your mom's back to have an abortion.
Be careful with those organizations that you're backing up because those organizations, you're thinking you're just fighting for a certain right, certain Democratic Party or Republican Party, but you don't know what their agenda is to, pro-abort. So abort babies.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We do. That's another good point. We do have to be really careful who we stand behind and really find out what their morals are because listen, we could be I'm still traumatized over Girl Scout cookies. I love me those Girl Scout cookies.
Me too. Yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea when we were.
I had no idea when I found out. I was like, no, not the girls. Not the Samoas. No puedo.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I survived the big Samoa depletion.
Y porque no hacemos la tarea, a lot of people do not know. And they think, oh, it's just a made up story. No, do your homework. A lot of people don't know. And like me, I didn't do my homework. I was already a Christian when my daughter was a Girl Scout. I had no idea. Nobody had ever told me until I went to, the not March for Life, women's conference, my first women conference. Somebody was there. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Right.
I had no idea. So because I didn't do my homework, let's put my daughter in Girl Scouts. There you go.
You found out in a better way than me. I was stuffing my face with Samoas when I was told.
No way.
I think we lost Franny there for a minute.
Maybe.
Yeah. And we had to kind of go. We had to end this one right now. We're going to be back with Myra next time. Hopefully she'll be done with all her stuff. Sonia, you want to say something before we go?
Let's get educated on what we're fighting for. If you really love your sister, back her up. Don't be that mean friend. Help with diapers. Do her a home, do her a baby shower, or whatever, the mom in need. Look out for your moms.
Franny came back. She came back just in time. There you go. We thought we lost you there, Franny. We were actually about to end the podcast anyways. Sonia was just saying some final words. Anything that you want to say to everybody to end the night?
I mean, embrace life, especially your daughters, nieces, mothers, grandmothers. Embracing motherhood we already do it in our culture, right? We have to continue that.
Expand it, yeah.
Yeah, to continue. That's definitely a value we want to anchor ourselves and keep on this side of the border as well.
I like that. I think all borders. You're not right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Well, they said it best. I can't even say anything after that because Franny and Sonia both got it right. Guys, I hope you guys keep watching us so that you can get some more truth because in the midst of all our conversation, we're going to still be sharing truth about the abortion industry. And it's a lot for us to just put it all on in one shot. So we have to do it a little bit at a time so that we don't get all broken. And we heal a little bit every time that we share our story. So we'll be planning to do that some more. And We thank you for spending time with us. And Myra, hurry up and get back. A mí no me gusta estar haciendo esto. You have to come back. We need you, Myra.
Bring us some goodies.
And bring us some goodies. Yo quiero taquitos. Bring me everything. Bring me everything.
I know. Don't talk about tacos. I'm hungry.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.